everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ryan and I make some silly sewing content here on YouTube. Today we're gonna be doing a new sewing project. I don't like patterns. I think they take too long designing a pattern, cutting out the pattern, making the pattern, following instructions. Following instructions specifically is like not really my thing. So I am going to be bringing you guys along with me to do some draping today. What are we gonna be draping? We're going to be making a castle core, if you will, like blouse slash like shirt thing. I don't really know how to describe it. I personally don't like all the aesthetic labels. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm cottagecore, I'm fairycore. Like, I don't really care. But I saw an Instagram reel recently where they were talking about thrifting at castlecore stuff, and I think that's kind of what this would fall under. My Pinterest is like only this style of clothing, and I don't think I own anything like it. Like, I definitely own things that are similar, but like I don't even have a specific vision for what we're gonna make yet. I haven't even looked in my fabric pile because I really don't want to go buy new fabric. I want to use what I already have. I haven't even looked in my fabric pile to see what we're gonna do. I'm really just gonna wing this. I have my first fashion design class of this school year coming up on Monday, so I would really like a new shirt to wear to it. It just makes me feel a bit more confident going into my fashion design class, wearing some clothes that I've designed. So this is kind of our inspiration here. I'm thinking something lacy. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with like full-on sleeves. I think I'm gonna go for more of like a straps kind of vibe, especially because our sewing rooms at school are boiling hot. I know it's winter, but those classrooms, no matter what, you bundle up and you get there and you need to take off literally everything you're wearing. And I have some lace I want to use, and like I think I'm just gonna wing it, and like I'm definitely gonna maybe draw out a design first. I don't know. Let's just get right into it then. So I have this. This might be a good option. Yeah, and just go from there. I'm cooking up an idea. So, before we get started on draping, we're going to need to take this clown costume off, and if you're curious on how I made this bad boy, I also posted a YouTube video of me making it, so let's get it off this guy. Okay, so let's see how much fabric we're working with. Okay, so I think this is a good project for this, because obviously it's not enough fabric to make a dress, but I think it might be a perfect amount to make a little shirt. How beautiful is that? And I just thrifted this fabric. So we're gonna be draping. I honestly have not draped in so long, like since I moved to Toronto here. Now the reason I'm putting it up so high is so that way I can make some sleeves out of this like extra length up top here. I'm putting it on backwards so that way I can make some dart markings on it. Now let's make sure we're gonna have enough room in the front. Perfect. Now I know I want it to be fitted, but I want it to be fitted up until it kind of gets to the waist, and then I want it to flare out similar to how this kind of does, and I want it to be snatched here. So I'm unsure if I want to do darts in the front or if I want to do some type of pin tucks. I don't know, I kind of want to do pin tucks, honestly. I'm just gonna send it and hope for the best here. Now we're gonna take it off, and I basically mapped out what I want for this side, so I'm just gonna take it off so that way I can cut out and make it symmetrical on both sides, and then I'm gonna put where I want the darts to be. So I'm just gonna make a line down the middle so that way I don't forget. This is also just my washable marker, which I will link in the description. I'm gonna take this bad boy off. You see how this side is a little more mapped out, so we're just gonna fold it in half and kind of copy it over on the other side. That is it all cut out. We're gonna be putting it onto our mannequin again. I'm gonna keep working with the wrong side facing out, so that way I can do some pinning of where my darts are gonna go. So let's place this on there where we want to go, matching at my little center line. I'm just pinning at the sleeves. I'm just gonna pin these to kind of be in line here. Okay, that's that side all pinned straight down. Copy it on the other side here. I used to own a styrofoam mannequin, And I miss her so much because this one's obviously not styrofoam, so I have to put my pins in like down facing, you know. My styrofoam one I could just like stab all my pins in, and it basically was just like a pin cushion up at the top here. It was great, but obviously I couldn't really move with it because I was shipping all my stuff over, so I did a new one. But this one's way nicer though as well. This one is definitely an upgrade. That is all pinned, and as you can see, we have like a bunch of this like extra fabric here. It's not like fitted yet, like how we want it to be. I'm thinking that I kind of want to do pin tucks. So instead of doing like gathering all this up, well actually I'm going to pin down. I'm going to pin straight down too, so that way it's even on both sides. Because if I were to start doing my darts now without this center line pin, it might drag over some of the fabric that is going to need to be on this side. I might accidentally pull it over onto the other side, making my thing look like not how I want it to look. Okay, so I was thinking originally I was going to do big darts that were just going to kind of section all this up, but now I'm actually going to do pin tacks because like I want it to be more of a skirt kind of vibe at the bottom. You know, I want it to kind of almost like flare out. So I'm actually going to take, I think, 1 inch amounts and do pin tucks that way. All together each side, I want to take out about, I'm taking out almost like 2 inches of fabric. Honestly, more like 1.5 inches of fabric, but times that by 2, so only like 3 inches. I'm literally trying to take out 3 inches of fabric right here. So I could do 3 pin tucks. Yeah, we're gonna do 3 pin tucks then. So now taking my little marker, I'm gonna mark, let's say, yeah, let's go 1.5 inches out from our middle here. And from there, I'm gonna make 1/2 inch big, like little pin tucks. So let's try that. So that's what it looks like all pinned. I know it looks crazy. Basically, each of these is going to take 1 inch out of the fullness of the fabric. So there's 3 of them. So that way it takes out 3 inches. So it kind of snatches it. I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. This is what it looks like all pinned, and this is what it would look like on the front there. I ended up taking out all the ones from the other side and redoing them a bit more neater. So I also added a dart right here. If I don't, it kind of fits a little odd. This is what the inside's looking at the moment. So I have that kind of pinned. I'm not going to sew it yet because I want to see more of like the clear vision of it before I start sewing, just in case I want to make any changes. So let's move on to the front. I also need to like make sure that the front's going to line up on the side seams before I'm certain with them. These are our front panel pieces. Working with the outside out. I'm gonna do only the one side and then hopefully just be able to copy it over from there. And I know I'm gonna want it like pretty low cut as well. So let's kind of pin it like that so that way we can kind of see the vision. All of this fullness we need gone. So let's chop it out. So my plan is to have a dart that goes from here and then back up to the top here. And I'm gonna have the dart continue to follow down below here. I'm leaving quite a bit of extra fabric because I'm gonna have this ended up being folded inward because I think I'm gonna be working with some grommets. So I want the material to be a little thicker there so that way the grommets have stuff to actually hold onto. I'm gonna trim the bottom again. I think I want it to be even more low cut, but I don't want to take away too much at the moment just in case. That is what we're working with. And like I said before, all of this is going to be folded like that. So that way we can do some kind of like a corset front. Okay, but now I'm going to take it off the mannequin and copy it onto the other side. So I'm taking all the pins out of it and I'm just going over my blue washable marker just to make it darker so that way I can see it. And pinning my front pieces right sides together, I'm just going to cut all the way around it so that way they're the exact same shapes. And now that I have 2 symmetrical pieces, I'm going to be pinning them on top of each other and pinning the dart marks. So that way, when I flip it over, I can kind of see all the dart marks on the back. So I can just kind of trace over the exact same dart marks there. Now that that is done, I can take out all my pins and I have 2 symmetrical pieces with the same dart lines. So that way, when I sew the darts, they will be exactly the same. So now I'm just pinning my darts together, matching my markings on either side. And with all of our darts pinned together, I'm going to be pinning it back on the mannequin and just double checking that my seams are a good size, making sure that everything fits. Then I proceeded to sew everything that I've pinned. So I sewed the darts, I've sewed the shoulder seams up, I sewed the side seams up, everything that I basically have pinned and ready to go. I sewed all the pin tucks, I just sewed everything together. Okay, it literally fits, like, I love it. So I've only sewn the darts at the moment, so just these front pieces, as well as my little armhole darts. So I still need to do all the pin tucks. I need to actually sew those in place. And I just wanted to try it on before I sewed the side seams up. But so far, the vision's coming together. The armholes are gonna need to be just like slightly bigger as well. But I'm gonna worry about that after I sew up the side seams. Okay, so everything's sewn together. I'm now realizing that I did the pin tucks on the wrong side, but like that's okay. Like it wasn't. I just think when usually people sew pin tucks, they look so cute, right? Because they look like this. They look like these look like these little fluttery bits. And it would be cute if they were on the outside, so that way you could see them. But they're not. I put them on the inside, so you don't see them, but it still snatches my waist, so it still gets the desired effect. So it's okay. So as you can see, they're like literally cutting into, so I'm just gonna make some markings on where I need my armholes to actually be, because I need to be way further down. Okay, so I cut that armhole out. I'm gonna try it on again to make sure it fits before I cut out this one bigger. Okay, that feels way better. So I'm really happy with the fit of it. Our next step is I'm just gonna be serging all of my ends, and then it's gonna be time to actually start like making it come together more. Like this is really just the base, and then we're gonna have to out of the lace, do all the hemming, and like make it a more coherent thing. I think I'm also going to be adding some interfacing as well on the sides of the thingy there, so that way when I add the grommet holes, they have a little bit more support. Our next step here is just to iron it. I'm gonna be ironing on the interfacing, so I just figured I might as well iron down what I have so far. So I'm ironing down my darts flat and my pin tucks nice and flat. Doing this, it makes me realize I really wish that I put the pin tucks on the right sides, that way you could see how cute they are, because they're so cute. But I'm also not gonna redo them, so sucks to suck. Before I go any further, I'm also going to just be going around and then serging all like around the whole thing basically, so I can start hemming it and whatnot. And now I'm just going through and pinning those front sides there, and then doing some loose pinning for the hemming, and then I'm just hemming all the way around it and doing quite a large hem for the two front seams there, so that way I have room to put the grommets. This is also when I did the sleeves. I ended up finishing them with a bias tape. Okay, so I sewed those little bias strips in on the sleeves, and I'm just ironing them flat, and then I'm also going to hem, well, I'm not going to hem it, but I'm going to iron like the hem along the top there, so that way I can hem it while adding the lace at the same time, rather than doing them both separately, less bulkiness. I'm actually feeling really happy with how it's going. I definitely am gonna add the lace. I really want to go through my sewing stuff and like use everything up, because I hold on to lace because I'm so worried that I'm gonna use it for the wrong project. I just need to start using my stuff. But we're gonna take a quick break and eat some food. I'm gonna make myself a little California roll rice bowl, and then we're gonna get back into sewing. This is where we're at. I've just pinned the lace on the top here, and I'm obsessed with it. I thought about doing more, but I think I don't want to overdo it. I think this is perfect. Honestly, the armholes are like the slightest bit tight, but it's still like wearable. It's just like a little bit of a learning experience. And then the front, like we're literally almost done. Now we're gonna sew on the lace. Now that our lace is perfectly sewn, beautiful, wow, and that also just hemmed it as I was sewing the lace on. I hemmed at the same time. So we're moving on to marking out where our grommets are gonna go. So I've decided to do the first one down just like kind of just under the lace here. I'm just matching up so that we do the same on both sides. Yeah, so I kind of just picked a distance from the top and I put it there. And then from that point, I did one every 2 inches. For a total of 7, we're doing 7 grommets. Now, instead of just jumping right in, I need to do some practice first with the grommet tool thingy, because I don't, like, I've used it before. I'm definitely not as familiar. So I'm gonna use this piece of fabric here. And I know we have to make a hole. So for my final version, I'm gonna be using gold grommets because that's just my color. But I am gonna be practicing with the silver ones because they don't really serve another purpose for me. Like, I have so many. Now I'm gonna do this until I feel like 100% confident because I do not want to fuck up my project. So, okay, that actually looks really good. Okay, so this is one side done. Okay, I know they're not perfect. This one comes so close to the edge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're not perfect. Okay, this is my first time actually like using my grommets tool like in a project, so definitely lots to learn. Also, I find some of them are just like not as stable as others, and I can't figure out like why exactly, but I'm sure it's fine. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then we're done. It is now the next day. It is Sunday. So we're planning on wearing this top tomorrow, and it is finished. Okay, the strings are really long because I just need to go through and actually decide how long I want them to be. So let's do that, and then we're gonna put it on and we are gonna style it. I'm just gonna be finishing off my edges of my ribbons. So it was my first time using my grommet tool, like actually, and I honestly don't love how they turned out. A lot of them just like are not in there like. So I'm gonna try to Google it and see if I can fix it. The way that the videos are showing me to use the grommet tool, just like we're not working. Like this is like legit just like coming right out. I think it'll be okay to wear. It's definitely something in the future I need to fix. And also they're just like so off-centered, like girl. Oh, this one, like girl. Hey, here she is. I love it. And being so honest, the armholes could be like still like the smallest amount bigger, but it's not necessarily uncomfortable. Like it fits fine. I could wear it all day. It's just I wish maybe the armholes were like literally like half, like a centimeter bigger. Okay, so let's put a skirt on and let's style this. Here she is, styled. I'm just wearing it with cute skirt. I wish you could see it all in the video. Okay, this is how I styled it. Skirt and my cowboy boots. I am going out for dinner tonight with some family friends, so I'm going to put a shirt on underneath it to be like, I don't know, more modest, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I'm 100% on this color ribbon. It's the only color I had. I think it honestly might look cute with like a pink or even a nude to go with the lace. I love it. It was also just like good to do a project to try to like do something, like get off my phone, but school's about to start literally tomorrow and I'm not ready for that. Like I literally have school from 12 to 9 tomorrow, and I also have a meeting in the morning at 9. So I'm gonna be on campus for like 12 hours, and school just started, so I don't have like homework to do in between classes while I wait, so fine, it's whatever. At least I'll be wearing a cute shirt. Anyway, so that's just like my sewing process, and I have a little bit of the fabric left over, so I might do like a matching bandana or something. I don't know. Comment what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it all the way to the end here and you like the video and you like my shirt, please hit subscribe and like the video. That way I know, so I know what kind of content to be making. All the things that I use, I'm going to be linking in the description. So if you need a reference of what to get, they're down there, or you can buy them right from that link. But please try to shop local first. I will also link my mannequin as well. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's at ranmar. You can follow me on TikTok as well, but I know the future of TikTok is kind of shaky. So, and if you ever are inspired by my work or follow maybe one of my tutorials, please post it on your story and tag me in it. I would love to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.